Alright guys, welcome to the next part of Let's Play 15 Years of Halo. So on the last one, I don't think I made it too clear exactly what I'm doing. I still said this is the plan, guys, and I guess a few of you still have questions. So yes, we are going to be playing every single Halo game. Every single one, not just the numbered ones, even the spin-off mobile games. All of the Halo games we're going to be playing through, unless you guys literally beg me not to play like the Anniversary Editions and the Master Chief Collection. So yes, every single Halo game will be played through. So here we go. This is actually a level I feel like I really like the beginning of and not so much the end of the game, so... You know how like the grunts, you know, they're like, oh, I'm a grunt, and stuff. Well, what if you just like, one's just like, much better. It's the demon, run away. Or if they just like, they secretly all have deep voices, but they just need to clear their throats. This is so weird, because I've been playing a lot of the SVP 3 mod, or SPV 3. Single player version 3 mod for this, and basically what it does is it completely enhances Halo Combat Evolved, adds new stuff to the levels, as well as just new like sections and guns and like all sorts of stuff. And for this section of the level, for the Truth and Reconciliation, it's actually very snowy, and so it's weird kind of seeing just desert, for lack of a better term. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get in there. They already know I'm here. I mean, not that the loud 50 caliber gunshots from my sniper rifle weren't enough of a warning that I was coming, but is the sniper rifle 50 caliber? I feel like it is. I might be completely wrong though. Let's get going. This is another level actually, now that I think about it, another level with a pretty damn good skybox. Cause like, look at that. Look at how cool that is, just seeing the planet illuminated. Here, let's go. Come on, buddy. There you are. Oh, no. Oh, and the good music. This level has beautiful music as well. Halo Combat Evolved, for the most part, has just gorgeous, gorgeous music. It's a pity that, like, you know, the later Halo games, they haven't really... I mean, Halo 3, I do think, definitely nailed it when it came to music, but the later Halo games, I don't feel really captured the music quite as well. I mean, like, they all do, like, their own special thing. Like, ODST, I think, has a beautiful soundtrack, but it wasn't quite as wow, you know, as Halo Combat Evolved soundtrack. I mean, I definitely have my own thoughts about Halo 3's soundtrack. It's my personal favorite. And then it's really sad to see Halo 5 have just such a, like, soundtrack. I mean, it has a few good tracks in it, you know. Kamchatka, I think, is very, very good. But for the most part, it's just kind of like reusing the same track over and over again. Like Earthquake, or no, Worldquake, they call it. They use that track like 8 or 9 times in the campaign. And it's just like, come on, guys, like, do something else. Here's the Truth and Reconciliation. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna shoot up some Covenant. It's really weird to think that Halo Combat Evolved started out as like a open world game, like an open world RTS game, and then it kind of moved more into a third-person open world action game, and then just finally they settled on first-person shooter. If I remember right, Microsoft were the ones that pushed for it being a first-person shooter because they thought that that would sell well on their console. Uh-oh. The Spirit. And man, you know, here's the thing, alright, Microsoft, I think, do a lot of crummy stuff when it comes to video games in the way that they push their developers to, like, the breaking point, but the decision to make Halo Combat Evolved a first-person shooter, that's such a good idea, in my opinion. I don't feel like I would have gotten hooked on Halo that much if it wasn't. Because don't get me wrong, I do like other genres of games, but, like, you know, traversing an alien world and stuff, I feel like the best way to do that would be in the first person, because it's the most immersive, you know, you are being the person, you're not like a man, or a man with a camera following another man who's exploring in the open world.
The Covenant use a gravity lift to move troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. We need to ambush them at the grav lift's north.
I keep also forgetting how dark this game is on the original Xbox, because they really brightened it up for the MCC and anniversary. Although what's cool is on the 360 version of the game, you can like turn down the contrast and turn it up and down and stuff, so you can actually edit how dark you want the shadows to be. So what I liked to do for the anniversary edition on the 360 was I would play like a mission with the Flood, and I would turn the contrast way up so that the shadows were incredibly like dark, and it would just make them like the map more atmospheric and spooky. Oh, I'm sorry, Marine. I finally got Halo Custom Edition for the PC, because I can't actually find my original Combat Evolved for the PC. So something I might have to do is I might have to download the original campaign and then just play it on the PC and stuff, so it's 60 frames per second, so you guys aren't seeing this game in 30 frames per second cinematic glory. Also, I have no idea when I'm going to be uploading this, but this is definitely pre-E3. I'm recording this pre-E3. Part of me super hopes that rumor about the Xbox Scorpio is a thing, but another part of me also super hopes that that's not the case, because that just means more work for developers, and they're already... I mean, they have to develop for 360, PS3, PC, like all the different PC graphics cards and stuff, and all the different setups, and optimize them. Then you have Xbox One, PS4, and then you have Wii U. And now if we get like PS4 Neo as well as Xbox Scorpio, like that just means even more stuff to optimize for. I read this interesting article about this developer who was like complaining. He was like, no, please, please, no more consoles. Yeah! Take it, you fucker. Am I allowed to say fucker? Of course I am, it's my channel! So guys, in these videos, because it's more intimate, you know, it's just like you and I feel like I might cuss a little bit more out of habit, because I have quite the sailor mouth. I don't usually do it for some of my main vids talking about Halo and stuff like that, because I don't want to upset the youngins, you know, the young precious ears. I don't want to expose them to such vile, crude noises emitting from my mouth, but I don't know, I feel like usually when I feel comfortable with somebody, that's usually when I begin kind of like letting loose. Come on, Pelican, drop off your Marine so we can get going. I want to get this mission on with... I want to get all my Marines slaughtered the minute we go up into the Truth and Reconciliation. Oh no, this is the one that has no ammo. Alright, assault rifle it is. Let's go, boys. Come on, men. Yeah! Okay, we're in the Truth and Reconciliation. Hang on, there's a cloak. Actually, I'm going to use the cloak for later once we're done fighting off waves of Covenant. Take nobody's home! And then it takes like an hour for the door to open up, and the Elite comes out with like a bright glowing energy sword even though he's cloaked. Oh man, I like... Part of me misses like the charm and the lack of polish of like games from this era, because nowadays when you see a game that has like no polish, it's really the only way you could excuse it is just pure laziness, or you know, other stuff, development problems. You know, because recently actually I've been playing Dead Island Definitive Edition, and I am actually a fan of the original Dead Island. I'm aware that it has its problems, but I still really like the game. But I cannot deny that this Definitive Edition remaster is super lazy. Like, it feels like no effort went into it. There's a lot of animation problems, a lot of lighting issues, and just, like, oh my god. So, you know, it's like stuff like that which makes me think, like, you know, you could have probably gotten away with this back in 2001, like this lack of polish, but definitely not in the year 2016. Come on. We as gamers expect better. It's also with, like, Halo 5, because Halo 5, like, I do enjoy playing the game's multiplayer and stuff, but I can't deny there's a distinct lack of polish when it comes to certain things, like the visuals and stuff, where it's like sometimes you'll see things just popping in and out, you know, shadows sometimes won't render in. Especially in Warzone, you see a lot of lighting bugs and just animation glitches. And the UI as a whole is just a complete nightmare disaster. Okay, let's find that active camo. Alright. See if we can sneak past all the Covenant now. I think I mentioned this before. I hope that Halo 6 brings back like the camo and stuff from in the campaign, because Halo 2 took out the active camos in the campaign, and I really miss them. Okay, how are we gonna do this here? We'll do this. There's that elite. Come here, you. Alright, here we go. Let's just get the drop on him. I keep pressing left bumper to throw a grenade by accident. There we go, flashlight on so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. So, okay, guys, here are the contestants for guests to appear for the next part. So I've talked to a few people, and currently, if it's alright with you guys, I want Favin to do a video with me. Favin, if you guys don't know, you know, he does quite a few Halo opinion pieces. He's very opinionated. He has strong feelings towards Halo 5, which are completely justified. I disagree with some of those feelings, but, you know, he's entitled to them, and I think that he voices his opinions better than B. Dobbins does. He's like a better version of B. Dobbins, so if you guys want me to, I will definitely have Favin on. Another one is also maybe bringing the Act Man back for a video, having him do kind of like a few levels with me and stuff, just so I'm not just talking to myself and maybe repeating myself. Get in here, Marines! I need your help fighting off an elite and 2 jackals. Man, this music is terrible. Do you guys hear this? The boopy-dee-bee-boop. It's like, man, this is so cute. Like seeing Halo before they knew what Halo was, like before they established kind of the formula of how to design a Halo game with its soundtrack and stuff. Oh man, I miss the innocence of like 2001 onwards. Like, I would say for me, like, you know, a lot of people have their own opinions about when game design became a lot more cynical and like less fun and just zany and like, you know, we're making a fun game for you guys. Now it's like, we're making something so that you can give us $60. And I think that, for me, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was definitely the beginning of the end for gaming, I think. And not because Modern Warfare 2 was a bad game. I think it was a fun Call of Duty game. It was not my favorite Call of Duty game. But it was definitely one of the more soulful Call of Duty games, like before Call of Duty became like a cynical cash grab. But Modern Warfare 2, I remember, like, blew, like, the charts. Like, it was just unfathomable how much money that game made, like, how much they thought the game would make compared to how much it actually made. And I feel like that's when publishers began kind of pushing their developers to use psychological tactics and, like, you know, throw in DLCs and, like, do all this stuff. You know, we gotta milk them for all they're worth. Those stupid gamers. We'll take all their money. Like, that's pretty much what I think caused the beginning of the end. Like, just remember how, like, you know, even if you maybe didn't like the video game, there were some fun, creative video games that had a lot of soul to them back in the day. Like, back in the day, I say back in the day, it was really just, like, kind of the early years of the Xbox 360. Like, I think of Gears of War, how that was kind of a thing that was blowing up. I remember kind of all the PlayStation fans talk about their God of War, which looks like a lot of fun. Definitely doesn't look like my cup of tea, but I could probably understand the appeal of God of War. You know, obviously Call of Duty, like 4, kind of really was a lot of fun. And then just, you know, Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 2, and man, I'm trying to think of some other really awesome games from that time period. It's just like, you look back at games released like 2001 till, I want to say 2009, and it's just like, man, so much creativity, so much love went into all these games. And then you look at something like Destiny, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Star Wars Battlefront, which just feels like cynical, soulish cat. Like, it feels like as the developers and publishers are designing the game, they're just thinking, how can we fuck over our audience, you know? How can we rip them off as much as possible without making it look like we're ripping them off? I miss gaming, guys. I miss when gaming was about just, you know, making fun games. I miss when gaming wasn't this huge industry, when it was just like, you know, hey, we're going to make something super fun that we want to make. Give us your money for our hard work, and in return, you can just enjoy this awesome experience that we created because we really wanted to make it. Now it's all about creating franchises that you can bank, and you know, making sequels or reboots or remakes to games that already exist. There's this game called Fuse. I remember seeing like an E3 demo for it way back, like a few years ago, and I would say almost 5 years ago now. And I remember thinking, wow, that looks super colorful, creative, and exciting. And then I remember Fuse then had a demo on the 360 a few months later, or a year later. And it looked totally different from the demo, and it was like a gritty, super serious war game. And I was like, what happened to Fuse? It looked so creative and colorful at E3. And it's like, you know what happened? The publishers came in and probably said, no, this doesn't look like a generic, gritty war game. You guys got to make it a generic, gritty war game. Hello, Marine. I feel like I'm backtracking. Is that what I'm doing? Yep, I'm backtracking. There are dead bodies. Man, remember this part about Halo? Remember how much fun Halo Combat Evolved was? Where you're like, where am I going? Was I in this room before? That's a lot of my memory of Halo Combat Evolved is, I'm lost. I actually like that in the Anniversary Edition, even if it doesn't make sense in terms of the art style, they deliberately went out of their way to, like, put arrows just saying, go here, like, literally on the wall there'll just be a red arrow or something pointing at a door. I think of definitely the, library, there were just arrows on the ground to help you follow. Because, man, library. And it's funny, because the library, I wouldn't even say is the worst Halo level. I know it's commonly referred to as the worst Halo level, but I wouldn't call the library the worst one. I think there were much worse levels than the library, in my opinion. That's not to say the library was good, because it was definitely not a good level. I would like, okay, so Halo definitely has quite a few bad levels. I would put the library as like, if we have like a bad chart where it's like just awful, you know, just the worst, and the best possible scenario for this chart is, it's just a bad level. You know, it's just a bad level. That's it. I would put the library at more of like a middle. It's like, oh man, this level is almost completely the worst thing in the world. Oh no! He's got the energy sword, which kind of looks like one of those Kool-Aid things. You know, where they take like Kool-Aid or something and they put them in the bag, and then they free, like it was like a long tube bag, and then they'd freeze the bag and you'd cut off the top of the bag, and then you kind of drink the Kool-Aid out of it. That's what the energy swords look like. I forgot the name of those things. Does anyone remember? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You probably drank them as a kid. But they were the best. Hang on, I think I have to press a button. No? Maybe not. Oh, man. Your face. Your face is not pretty, guy. No, I think I can just go. Okay, let's just go. I miss this design for the elites, like the long, slender. I can't finish the sentence with long and slender. You guys are going to tear me apart in the comment section for that. Come here. Come here, grunts and jackals.
I'm a grunt.
That's my best grunt impression. Man, I'm just like, now that I like talked about those like Kool-Aid things, I'm really thinking about my childhood now and just some of the stuff that I would get into when I was a kid. I definitely had, you know, the little Kool-Aid craze where all I would drink is Kool-Aid. There was the Sunny D craze, you know, where all I drink is Sunny Delight, which was pretty much just orange juice with more sugar in it. Man, I miss being a kid so much. I actually, like, okay, it's super generic, but I even had the No Girls treehouse. I had one of those when I was a kid. My dad and my super Russian grandpa, like, over-the-top Russian, because, like, my family is Russian, but, man, my grandpa is the most Russian out of all of us. I mean, thick accent and huge, thick beard. Like, he was super Russian, and he and my dad, they built me a treehouse with swings and everything, and then I remember climbing inside and making a no girls sign, except it was funny because I had the next door neighbor. Her name was Gracie. I had a crush on her, and she was the only girl I would let in the clubhouse. She was privileged. Come on, boys. No! I also remember all the long summers staying at the pool, going to the neighborhood pool at like... And it was a pretty big pool as well. Like, there were a lot of people there. All the neighborhood kids would go there. Going to the neighborhood pool at 11 o'clock in the morning when it opened, and staying until like 9 o'clock in the evening. My mom would order us Domino's pizza. And just, oh man. I'd come home smelling like chlorine. And then it's funny, you know, because usually whenever I was at the pool all day, it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten this, but it's like when you finally lay in bed at the end of the day after like a long day at the pool, you kind of feel like you're swaying in your bed. Like, I don't know if maybe it's because, you know, I had been in the water all day, and so just like kind of not being in the water at the end of the day felt weird, so mentally my brain was still like, oh, we're swaying in the pool, you know, because that's how water works. But just like feeling sore and feeling like that light burn on my skin from just a day in the sun. Gosh, so many good memories from my childhood. I really miss being a kid. Most of my best memories from being a kid were definitely the summer, which now that I say that was completely stupid of me to say, because that's everybody's best memories. I didn't have a lot of good memories from school. I was bullied quite heavily, quite extensively. Let's get going, boys. We gotta get out of here. We're about to finish this level. I forgot how, like, short this level is when you actually know where you're going and what you're doing. Because I remember as a kid playing through this level, and this level would sometimes take like an hour, because I'm like, where am I going? Was I in this room before? Oh, there's dead bodies. Yep, I've been in this room before. Okay, let's try this room. Nope, the door's locked. That was my memory of this level from when I was a kid. Alright guys, so that's the end of this level, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next one. And let me know in the comment section who you guys want me to drag kicking and screaming onto my channel for the assault on the control room. Should it be the Act Man or Favin? I'll let you guys decide. Epic rap battles of... Alright guys. Oh man, I'm starting to poop out. It's been a long day. I'm starting to get exhausted. I'll see you guys later.